Welcome to the channel Florida2Alaska. My name is Ariel and this is my husband Brandon.
Hello.
We decided to start this channel because Brandon is in the Army and we're moving to Fort Wainwright in Fairbanks, Alaska, and both of us are from Tampa, Florida. So we have a really unique opportunity to do a trip not only across the United States but across Canada as well, going from Tampa to Fort Wainwright. And there's a lot we've already learned just in getting started, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot that we learn along the way, and we just wanted to share our trip, and it gives us something to do on this lengthy car ride.
Yep, and you know, we grew up, a lot of us, we had a lot of friends from Florida who really never really got out much, kind of stayed in the confines of Florida. Their big vacation of the year was always to Key West. And we just wanted to kind of give a different viewpoint that, like, you know, it's easy to get out. It's easier than people think. It's cheaper than people think. You can make it expensive, but you know, it's not impossible to get out and do something different and experience the world. So
we left Tampa this morning. Bittersweet leaving everyone, but we are excited. It's been a long car ride.
It's been a long car ride today, but we're excited for the adventures that we have coming up, and we're excited to share them with you guys. In this first video, we just kind of wanted to address kind of like the prep work that we kind of put into, some of the prep work that we put into getting ready to go to Alaska, and just kind of like the things that helped us, and
yeah, just some of the like research we did and some of the stuff that we had to buy, and obviously along the trip we'll see what was worth it, and that's something that we'll share as we go on too. In prepping for this trip, there was a couple of things that we thought were important for us to buy, just not only because it's such a long car ride, we wanted to make sure that the car was going to be good, but we also go through middle of nowhere Canada for some of it, so we wanted to make sure that we had, and the biggest purchase we made was the Garmin InReach.
Well, the biggest purchase was a trailer, but
the biggest purchase was a house, but we'll get there. That's a whole different
story. But yeah, the Garmin was a big purchase. But you know, we haven't really gotten to the part in the trip if we've deemed that necessary.
Yeah, we've just been going through the states so far, so obviously our cell service has been fine. But some of the parts that we go through in Canada are definitely middle of nowhere, so that's kind of a backup we have in case we lose cell service. At least we still have GPS and navigation.
For sure.
We put in our route to the Garmin before we left.
Yeah, that was actually kind of a tricky thing to do. It took me a while to figure out. If anybody has any questions on that and they're looking to figure out how to put like a road trip into a Garmin, ask and I'll make a video about it, but I won't get into the weeds on that.
Yeah.
Some other things that we bought, we obviously prepped. We're going to be there for roughly 3 years, probably a little more. So we're obviously going to have to do winter there, and we're Floridians, so a lot of purchase stuff for us was cold weather gear.
Yeah.
Not necessarily was for the trip, but more just for moving to Alaska in general.
And we're lucky because we're going to get there end of July, so obviously it's summertime. And we have a little time when we arrive to continue that preparation for winter, since we didn't really have most of the stuff that we'll probably need, but just so that it wasn't all at one time on the end, we did start to get some of that stuff now.
Yeah, and then, so other things for the road trip, you know, we beefed up the truck a little bit, through a lot of preparation, and we got a roof rack. I brought it to the shop, made sure all the T's were crossed, I's were dotted with that. And we also bought a tire plug kit, just in case.
Made sure all the spare tire for the truck and the spare tire for the trailer were good to go.
A lot of research and a lot of YouTube videos. Many hours were watched on YouTube, and we'll add at the end of the video and give a shout out to the people that we really thought were helpful. But for sure we got a tire plug kit, We check the spares. Make sure you got good spares.
We got the air compressor.
The air compressor, so we do get a flat, we can patch it and then refill it up. We also have tire flat. Is that what it's called?
Fix a flat.
Fix a flat. Just in case if the other method doesn't work. Of course, just a bunch of tools for like just typical maintenance that might occur during a road trip.
Yeah, just if something comes up.
But
We got gas cans.
gas cans. I don't know if we're gonna necessarily need that. Obviously, we're gonna take the Alaska Highway up, and it's not as rural from what I hear as it used to be.
Yeah.
But there are long stretches where there's not a lot of gas, so we did get some gas cans. Again.
And just since we're pulling a trailer too, our gas mileage has been
Oh my gosh.
not the best. So I'm sure there will be gas stops along the way, but that way we don't have to feel stressed or any extra pressure to get from station to station, because we know we have at least 15 gallons in the trailer itself. So
yeah, for sure. So a lot of some other prep work. I mean, some other prep work just was getting to know what we were getting ourselves into, such as like I had to call the border at Canada.
yeah.
Because there's, we're trying to go through, they still have the restrictions currently. They currently still have the restrictions on the border crossing. But luckily, it's different for me having orders for the military. But there is a lot of stuff. And you want to look on their website. I can attach it, the website
Yeah, we can put a link.
at the bottom. But there's a lot to it. Don't just think you're going to walk up and cross the border into Canada.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot with crossing. And right now they're still requiring a COVID test 72 hours before you cross.
This is big.
So we had to schedule a COVID test in Minneapolis that'll line up where we should get our results back in time to cross the border, but it'll still be within the 72-hour window.
Right.
So that was a big thing that's just important to make sure that you're working into your plans if you're trying to cross Canada during COVID.
Again, it's not impossible. It just takes a little bit of reading, researching. YouTube videos like this one are very helpful, we found, and that's another reason why we wanted to do this. Is it was so helpful to us. We wanted to try and reach out to people as well, give our 2 cents. We got a big thermos, Stanley thermos for coffee. So every morning we can just fill it up and we don't have to stop again for coffee.
Yeah.
One thing that we haven't done in the United States, but we do plan to do in Canada, is we're going to have a whole cooler set aside for like lunch meats. That way we don't have to stop necessarily or try and luck out and find some fast food along the way that lines up with our trip. We can just stop, have lunch, and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, do lunch kind of pre-packed as opposed to, like you said, finding stuff
some
along the
money
road.
too.
That's true. We can talk about the dog.
Oh. Akira. Right on cue. This is our dog, Akira. She is a husky. Wonderful. She gets really lazy when she's on car rides, which is great for us.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. She'll be in all our videos. But for the dog in general, a few things that we've kind of found very helpful with just dogs in general on trips. One, and our friends, Kurt and Ellie turned us onto this, was this is really good for hikes too. It's like a bag that you put the doggy.
I think it's charcoal lined, or charcoal's involved. I don't know. It's like it's almost like a dry bag, but it's lined on the inside so that you can put the doggy poops in there, and it holds the scent in, and it holds, it keeps it from having to be just hanging off your bag again, like you said, especially for hikes.
Another thing, this thing, everywhere we go, when people see it, they think it's the coolest thing ever. You want to show them that?
Yes. So this is Akira's water bottle. Basically, the way that it works is this top part flips up and turns into a little bowl, and then it's got a little knob on the inside. I don't know if you can see it. That you just turn to open, and then you squeeze the water bottle and it fills the top bowl. I did it wrong. It fills the top bowl with water, and then she can just drink it right out of the bowl on the top. And then when you let go, stop squeezing, it sucks the water back in, and you just turn it to close and can fold the top back down.
So less of a mess, and you're not wasting water by pouring it into their bowl and they drink a tiny bit of it, and then you have to throw it out. We also have like a huge water bottle. I don't even know how, probably holds like,
I think it's a gallon.
A gallon?
Yeah.
Don't know the brand of that, but it was pretty cheap. Got it from Costco. Costco's amazing. For just Akira in general, we got her a new harness. Just made things easier, just for like hikes that we may go along the way. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Oh, and this doggy basket. We got it for a while ago, but definitely worth mentioning.
It's like a hammock that basically sets up in the back seat, and it just clips to all the seat headrests. And especially for her being a husky, she sheds a ton, and it just keeps, I'm not going to say all of the hair because she sheds so much it goes all over the car, but it keeps most of the hair just on that hammock, and then you can pull it out, hose it off, wash it off.
And same thing for like dirt when we go on hikes.
It just keeps the back seat from turning into a mess. So that's definitely a big recommend, especially if you've got a dog that sheds a lot. And
here's a popping. We're going up in altitude.
Yeah.
One other thing for prepping, we just did a lot of printing of stuff just to have it available if need be.
Yeah, just in case the GPS on our phones isn't working, the Garmin InReach is having an issue, because this is the first time that we're going to use it. We didn't want to rely on that 100%. So we just printed out directions, hotels, and his orders.
Yeah, and just that way we've got everything there in case we need it. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of questions, and please ask them down in the comments or message. I'm not really sure how that works. This is our first YouTube channel, but
we can leave our email in the description box, I'm sure.
Yeah. And so yeah, just reach out, ask questions. We're going to be giving almost daily updates, but we're going to be making stops, and so we'll make lots of videos along the way. So please ask questions so that we can address them, have something to talk about while we're on this drive.
Yeah, and we'll share anything that we learn along the way too, any nuances that maybe weren't covered in other videos we watch, just things we thought might be helpful to know, and it'll develop more as we go.
I'm sure we'll think about more stuff in more preceding videos, and we'll have more to talk about, and I'm sure stuff's going to come up along the way that we can talk about as well. We also are starting an Instagram page.
It's
Florida_2_Alaska.
Yeah, we'll also put that
in the description.
But yeah, please follow us on our journey. If we get enough followers and people care, and we feel like this is worth doing, we'll probably continue doing with all our adventures that we have planned up in Alaska.
Yeah, even when we arrive at our house up there, we'll share stuff we learn. I mean, it's two Floridians moving to Alaska, so I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve and stuff that we probably wish we had known that we'll share with anyone who's interested.
And I think a good point right now is we don't remember what we don't know, what we didn't know before, because it's been a very long learning curve. So please ask questions, because that'll give us something, that'll give us an idea of what we can address for you guys, and kind of give us
some structure
to what we're doing here. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, found it informative, and if not, at least entertaining. And if anything, follow our Instagram so that you can see all the cute pictures of Akira that are definitely to come.
Yes.
So, we just wanted to really quick give a shout out, and you'll hear me talking about probably these three guys a lot throughout our videos. But the first one is Big Sky Blessing. His videos are very pertinent to the going through Canada to Alaska. He's an awesome guy, has a lot of really great advice. We took a lot of it ourselves.
He has a lot of good information right now about crossing during COVID too,
Yeah,
which is really helpful because that's just been so ambiguous that he had a lot of detail on that.
And he's really personal too. We reached out to him via email, and he was super nice and got back to us, and he's always willing to answer questions on his videos. The second
is Simple Living Alaska.
Yeah, great couple, love them. Their videos are more tuned to Alaska stuff.
Yeah, actually living there, and just some of the day-to-day of how they do stuff there. But they're really awesome videos, so definitely recommend.
Go look them up if you're interested in Alaska stuff. And third is
The Road Chose Me.
The Road Chose Me has a lot of great videos. He has done a lot of travel in his life, and you can cycle through a bunch of his videos. He's very entertaining, has a lot to say, has a lot of really good advice, and you'll notice that a lot of stuff, the way we set up our videos, we take inspiration from these three. So
we'll put their handles or their YouTube titles in the description as well, just for anyone who's interested, but definitely recommend all three of those channels. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.